everybody. Tom Nappy here. We are joined by Hopkinton Water and Sewer Manager Eric Carty. Eric, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure.
I'm sure you guys have been keeping busy over there with all the wild rainy weather lately. How's things going over at the DPW?
Yeah, so what a contrast from last year. Last year we had severe droughts and couldn't buy a drop of water, and this year has been the complete opposite. We've had close to 20 inches of rain since June, and a lot of that was in July, the vast majority of it, and we just keep getting these, 2-3 inch storms that are just unbelievable and flooding. It's kept us pretty busy, especially on the sewer side with the sewer system, trying to maintain the flows. Been a good year for the water supply side, although we did notice a trend that we've had a lot more service breaks lately, and I've noticed this in the past. In the years that we've had a lot of rain, for some reason we seem to get more breaks. I don't know, the water getting into the ground disturbs it, moves it around a little bit, but it seems to be a trend for that as well. But yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, it's you just look at Southern California had their first hurricane in 80 some odd years. And now the remnants of that storm is actually going to make its way all the way back here to the East Coast, and we're going to get a couple inches of rain on Friday from that storm. So we can't buy a break. It's been beautiful today, the last couple of days, but just storm after storm, and the humidity levels have been off the charts. We broke the record in June for most days. It was 27 or 28 consecutive days with a humidity level dew points above 65 degrees, and it's making it oppressive. So yeah, I'm ready for a break. I bring on fall with some nice crisp air like we have today.
And I must say, you predicted it. You said it has the potential to be a very wet summer and a humid summer as well. So as usual, I got to give you credit. You called it right.
Yeah, the people I follow, they had all the indicators there, and that's what they were saying. I don't think they expected it to be this much, but but they were definitely on and having it. So hopefully it looks like at least we're not going to have any severe heat in the next foreseeable future, which is nice. No 90-degree. We haven't even had a heat wave this year. We haven't had 3 90-degree consecutive days at all this year, which is quite surprising as well. So
We haven't had 3 consecutive 90-degree days this year.
no, we haven't.
Wow.
Boston has not either. It's the first time, and I forget how many years for Boston, but it's rare for it not to. Last year we had 4 or 5 heat waves, and a lot of those were extended. They were 5, 6, and up to 7 days of over 90. But right now it's the Midwest. Places like Minnesota, they've got a 120-degree heat index right now. Their low temperature was 80 degrees for a low overnight in Minnesota. So just crazy what's going on.
Yeah, it certainly is. I would have thought in July that we hit that 90-degree 3-day threshold.
No, we came close. We had 2 days of 90, and then another one was, mid 80. So it's semantics. It's a few degrees away from making it official. But
So what's your prediction for the future? Excuse me. You just said it's not going to be overly hot. Things are going to cool down. Is the rain going to calm down? What's your prediction for the near future here as we wrap up summer?
yeah, so the prediction of this, weather pattern that's been kind of crazy with the jet stream all over the place, starting to calm down. The tropics have really heated up. That was the one good thing about this pattern that we were in. It was suppressing all the tropical waves coming off Africa. The wind shear was enough that it wasn't allowing it to develop it. Now with it starting to shift back up, I think we have 5 named storms all of a sudden out there, which thankfully most of them right now look like they're going out to sea. But yeah, right now that's the prediction is that the pattern should stabilize out a little bit, get weather back a little bit to normal. A little too soon for them to start predicting what's going to be happening for the winter, but just the setup with the oceans are so warm. They're at some of their record highs that they've ever recorded, and that tends to lead towards more moisture. So it's just going to depend on what part of that jet stream we fall on. If we're on the upper side, then it's going to be cooler and snow, and on the lower side, that's going to be more the same of rain. So we'll have to see how that plays out down the line there.
Well, I know we're overdue for some snow. The last 3 winters, we've barely had any. My prediction is we get a lot of snow this winter. We're just so overdue. What,
Yeah.
what do you think is going to happen for the hurricane season? Do you think we're going to see a lot of activity? As you mentioned, there's already 5 named storms in there. It seems like the activity already getting heavy for this time of year.
Yeah, the Weather Prediction Center that predicts how many named storms they're going to be. They actually up their prediction by 4 or 5 storms after they've seen the way that the action has started to proceed. So we could get a few more of them. And unfortunately, with how warm the waters are, especially on the East Coast, if anything heads our way, that could be a little bit of trouble for us. So we'll hope that those steering currents can put them out to sea, or OTS as they like to call them, a fish storm, and keep them out there because it's been a long time. Hurricane Bob was. I was just saw the anniversary. That was last week, I believe. That was our last hurricane. It was 30 plus years ago. So it's been a long time. So we've dodged a bullet for a while, and hopefully we can keep doing that because now just with all the building, there'd be so much damage, and especially with how warm the water is, it could be a lot more intensive storm than we've seen in the past.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but we're overdue for a hurricane as
Yeah,
well.
unfortunately.
And with the warm water, yeah, if it's going to happen, this year seems like a pretty good candidate for that to happen. So lately, or throughout the summer, I've seen there's been like 5 or 6 tornadoes in Massachusetts. There's been, I think there's usually 1 or 2, but do you think we're seeing more tornadoes than usual this summer?
Yeah, it's definite for sure because the state average is 2 on a normal year, but it's definitely directly related to the humidity that we've had. That extra dew point now, most of them have come when the dew points have been way up in the 70s, and that extra moisture just gives the fronts when they come in a lot more energy to work with, and that's why there's been a lot more lately. And when that front comes across, it's got more energy in the atmosphere. When those two collide, that's caused the increase. So it's directly related to the Gulf of Mexico moisture and humidity that's been coming up our way.
Yeah, we might have to get some of those sirens around here like they have in the Midwest if this keeps up. Well, Eric, how's the DPW doing as far as projects going into the school season? They almost got everything wrapped up to get ready for the school season.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the biggest thing that the highway always does a paving plan every year, and just due to this weather, they've been set back. The contractors haven't been able to get out there to finish the roads because normally they get them all done before school, but that got delayed with all the rain there, so there'll be a little delay in getting that portion of it done. And just with the rain in general, we've had some jobs that we've tried to get done, and we've had to work. Everything has been weather related, so around the rain. So we're either working because of the rain, or we're not being able to do the jobs that we need to do when it's not raining.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure that's one of the many reasons you got into weather is it's a big part of your job.
It is, yeah. We try to plan on stuff of when we can get it done, and it's all related to what we do here. But whether it's the rain, the drought, or the snow, it's all related to DPW. So it's nice to try to keep an eye on it and have somewhat of an idea what's going on. It's not always right on predicting it, but it's they've got a pretty good science going.
Well, I'm sure you guys like this more than so intense heat.
Absolutely. I'll take 70s every day of the week.
Absolutely. All right, Eric. Well, thanks for filling us in, and we'll certainly do it again in the very near future. And as we get closer to winter, we'll certainly catch up with you again. Best of luck, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Thanks, Tom. Take care.